See, the problem that Gibraltar has is a problem and a challenge of limited supply of labor. Gibraltar is geographically small, so therefore, because of your geographical size, it means your population is constrained, and the labor supply is always challenging. And what you see in the labor market, and I've seen this increasingly so over the last year, is a recycling of existing labor. I mean, people jump from one job to another. They almost change, employment. And whilst that is good for them, and I don't, for one moment suggest that people shouldn't advance their career by doing that, it does create a challenge for the jurisdiction. The problem is also magnified by the fact that the supply of labor...
Why does it create a challenge? I'm sorry.
Well, it creates a challenge because there are not enough people in Gibraltar that want the jobs that are available in the financial services sector, for example. The point that I was going to make was that historically, our supply of labor comes from two sources. One, from the United Kingdom, right? So in other words, if local people don't want the jobs that are available, say, my sector, the financial sector, or even gaming, what we see in my sector in particular is that labor is sourced from the United Kingdom. The problem with that is that it's not always possible for people to leave their family life and to uproot their families to come to Gibraltar, or indeed, the sort of people that you might recruit might not necessarily be the best persons for that job. The second source of labor is Spain. Clearly, we have a labor market in Spain, and therefore, to the extent that the labor is there, that supply of labor also adds to the economic activity in Gibraltar. We see that, I think, in gaming in particular. I think there are roughly 3,500 jobs in the gaming sector, roughly, and I think maybe 2/3 of that are Spanish resident labor. And I would like to think that there is more that we can do to encourage local students and the local population to go into what are very highly paid jobs. These are excellent careers, and I find it quite depressing at times when I see jobs, being a Gibraltarian that has practiced for 30 years in Gibraltar, being a pioneer in many sectors. I've always pushed for the rights of Gibraltarians, for Gibraltarians to prosper, and it does really depress me when I see that the jobs that should be going to the local labor market is not going, because students in particular are not focused in this area. And I would like to think, as I've said, that there is more that we can do. You mentioned career paths. I think it's important for everybody to come together to increase awareness amongst our student population that there are excellent career opportunities in Gibraltar, because if we don't do it, then clearly the economy won't grow either, because it's a limited labor market. So we all have to come together, and it's important that perhaps we have this change of mentality away from working perhaps in other areas, and I'm not going to mention the public sector in particular, but perhaps working in other areas, because it's good career opportunities and it's an excellent opportunity to grow the economy.